What is up, everyone? Let's talk about Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Now, Goosebumps is something that I grew up with. I grew up with the books, like the original set of books, and I think they've done like so many other ones after the original, like 64, and then they had the Create Your Own Goosebumps, and I think they made more books after that, a lot more, so I was more in the original Goosebumps books, and I kind of grew out of them after that. And I really, as a kid, enjoyed these books, and I thought they were so fun and so enjoyable. And as an adult, it's different now because I don't think like they're definitely for kids. Like they're not trying to be anything more than just a fun kids scary thing that's scary. It's not like terrifying. It's just spooky. Like they're spooky books, and they're not trying to be super scary or violent or anything. So I loved them as a kid. And that Goosebumps movie that came out a couple years ago, which also starred Jack Black, because this is a sequel to the first one, I actually really enjoyed that as well. I thought that was really fun and really enjoyable. And going into this one, I thought this one will probably be just as good as the first one. And yeah, my expectations were met. I thought that this was just as fun as the first Goosebumps movie, the 2015 one, where like besides the one thing I can criticize, which is something that in most kids movies they have anyways, but it's just like that cookie cutter dialogue and how the kids talk to each other and how the story is. It's very plain until the Goosebumps stuff starts happening. Whenever Slappy the Dummy appears, which again, like the last one, he is the antagonist of the movie because he is undeniably the most popular Goosebumps character, and I've always thought that too. I thought the Night of the Living Dummy books were my favorite ones. So he, again, is the main antagonist of the movie, again, like the last one, and I enjoyed that because Jack Black voices him, and he does a fun job, and it's really fun with Slappy and his interactions with all these characters. I like how he can be really nice, but then he can be really devilish, like, to them afterward, but he does, like, it's just so fun with, like, his banter, with Slappy's banter towards everybody in the movie. And I thought that Jack Black can, like, make any movie pretty much, for the most part. Not Nacho Libre. But he can make movies, for the most part, just really enjoyable, and I think that even though it's basically just Slappy the Dummy in this that he voices, instead of him being, like, fully in the movie like the last one, as R.L. Stine. Like, I liked how in this one it was mostly just about Slappy. So Jack Black is in the movie all the way through, but he's basically just Slappy's voice, which is totally fine because he nailed it again. He was still really good, really fun, really enjoyable. Like I said, the only thing I complain about this is that the dialogue is very cookie cutter kids movie dialogue, where I've seen it so many times and I'm like, oh, if I was a kid, I wouldn't have cared or thought about it at all. But even as an adult, though, I thought that this was really, really enjoyable. Just because I didn't grow up with these books, but I thought that these characters were fun. I thought that all the new creatures like had cool designs. Like, I mean, they're basic, like, of course, but this was just really fun with the characters, with the villains, with Slappy. Like, I thought, again, Jack Black just steals the show again as the voice of Slappy this time. So I really enjoyed this all around. I thought all these characters were fun and funny. All the villains were great. The visuals were fun. They're cartoony, I think on purpose. Like, they're not trying to be super realistic, of course, like the first one, but I thought that everything about it, besides like the cookie cutter plot before the Goosebumps stuff starts happening, is totally just not great, but it's okay. It's just bland cookie cutter kids movie story and dialogue before the actual Goosebumps stuff starts happening, and when that happens, it's really fun. So it's not a big complaint, it's just like a thing to note about, or to make note about. So overall, I thought that this was really fun and a really great, for the first movie's quality, this is a great sequel. I thought that this was really fun, just like the first one. I think they're pretty equal, honestly. This one did the same kind of thing, but it made it still fun, still entertaining because of the people involved. I really thought this was awesome. So this was a fun ride, even though I was an adult watching this. So I really enjoyed this. Thanks, guys, so much for watching.